Greetings, everyone. My name is Ayman Tarabishi. I'm the President and CEO of the International Council for Small Business. And this is an ICSB Exchange webinar, but also this is also being recorded for the ICSB Imagine podcast. So we're doing double reporting today for this important topic here. And today's session is called Scaling Social Innovation in the Amazon region. And I am just delighted and honored to have a rising star that you'll hear more and more about as we progress here, Miss Ana Luisa Rosata Paco. And she is a faculty member at UNCRUZ and a PhD candidate on the UNIMISUS and PhD candidate. I apologize. Her topic is Indigenous People Advisory Board of Latin America and Emerald Publishing. She also published in Emerald Publishing. Ana, fantastic to have you here. You are a busy person, but you heard me say it right from the beginning, Ana. You are a rising star. So ICSB recognizes your work and recognizes the topic that you're picking for your doctoral dissertation, and in general, the topic that's very important to the world, the Amazon here. So, and before we get into this, let's just check on you. How is Brazil doing today? We're in Washington, and we are showcasing you from Brazil. How's Brazil today?
Yeah, hello everyone. So Brazil is going well, but I am living in the coldest part of the Brazil, and now today is getting cold. So Brazil is not entering on the winter, but we are in fall. So it's getting cold, but we are survived for this winter.
Very good. Yep. It's good. It's getting spring here in Washington. The weather is warming up. So Ana, the topic of the Amazon and everything that's going on in the Amazon, every time we hear in the news, it piques our interest. But ICSB is about small business, about entrepreneurship. It's about, minority-owned businesses, micro businesses here. So your topic and your research is very important to ICSB, but I think the academic community, the policy community, the research community, and even students wanting to learn about this. Yeah. You are at the forefront of research and analysis, and you're working on a PhD that contributes new knowledge to this domain. So we invited you here because first, we know that you're doing important work, and two, the topic itself is very important to us. So why don't we go ahead and give you the floor for you to present. Okay, and then we'll open it up for everybody to ask questions. I'll ask you a lot of questions, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and give you the PowerPoint, if you can upload your PowerPoint.
Okay, thank you. Can I share my screen?
Yes, please go ahead. Excellent. We see it.
Is everything okay now?
It's perfect, and absolutely perfect.
Okay, so I will start it. Hello, sorry. Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you so much, Professor Ayman, for this opportunity. I'm very happy, glad to be here representing my country, my studies, my university. I'm very happy and grateful for this such opportunity in my career. I would like to thank you also all my friends, my family, my students, they are watching us, and all my colleagues too, they are watching us. And thank you so much, guys. I'm very delighted to be here presenting outcomes for my PhD student, PhD research. So as Ayman told before, I am a PhD candidate, and as a researcher, as a social innovation researcher, I am studying Amazonian as whole, not as whole, but the traditional communities that are living in Amazonian region. So that's why I'm here today. I'm very happy, and let's start it. Well, a little agenda about today. So in the first moment, I will introduce me. I will speak a little about me, and later I will introduce the topic, and then we will discuss about traditional communities and traditional people. In the other topic, we'll talking about traditional communities, and we are realize why they are the guardians of the forest. And lastly, I will present to you a social innovation initiative, a community protocol. This is a territorial management tool was created by traditional communities. Well, who I am? I am Analisa. I'm from Brazil. I am a PhD candidate in business, focusing on social innovation, especially scaling social innovation in Amazon region. Also, I am a social innovation researcher, and this topic took me to be an Indigenous Peoples Advisory Board of Emerald Publishing. And also, I am a lecturer in management, teaching human resources, leadership, and corporate social responsibility, and some topics about sustainability. I am adventuring myself to be a speaker in some important organizations and universities as Acai Montreal and ICSB today, and Veracruzana University in Mexico. I will present to you some two most important moments in my life. The first was in Washington, D.C. in 2019, when I was selected to be one of the Brazilian delegates to the Youth Assembly. And what is the most interesting in this situation, because this event was hosted at GW. So I visited GW in this moment, so it was very special. And the second moment, best moment of my life, was in last year in Montreal, when I was recognized as the most impactful educator. So I was was a very important moment in my career. And in the same competition, my team and I transformed a social project about late adoption in a social business. So that's why we won in innovative social business concept. So we was a finalist in this competition, and we won this award. Okay, this is my both universities. Unicinos is both in Brazil, of course. Unicinos is where I am enrolling in my PhD studies in business. Unicinos is ACSB accredited. In the other side is Unicruz. Unicruz is where I am teaching, and they are very far from each other. Unicinos is localized in the capital of Rio Grande do Sul, is Porto Alegre, and Unicruz is localized in the center of the state. So it's very far from each other, about 6 hours. I am here to discuss and clarify about this important role that traditional communities are developing. Are invited to. This is part of my PhD studies, and we will discuss about traditional communities and why they are the guardians of the forest. But that's an important topic to understand, that especially today we will discuss about traditional communities localized in Amapá State, called Bailique and Beira Amazonas, and they are considered the guardians of the forest, and why they are rolling this title in order to maintain and keep the essence of the forest. So I decided to bring Brazil map to understand what I am doing, what I am speaking. So Brazil is the 50th largest country in the world in area and population. It's a huge territory characterized by natural health, diversities about culture, social, economic, biomas. Of course, this is Brazil has faced many problems: structural poverty, unemployment, violence, and social inequalities. And I decided to bring this map from Brazil. This is pinned down. This is where I am living, is Rio Grande do Sul, and in this pin up is where the Amapá state is localized. Just to understand, the Amazonian region is half up to the north. So I don't know if I can do some notations here. Just mouse.
No, Anna, you can't.
No.
No.
I can't.
No, cannot.
Okay, great. So just in health up. This is Amazonian region, and in this pin-up represents the Amapá states. That is the communities, traditional communities where I have been investigating. So in this context, Amazonian region stands out as the largest tropical timber reserve in the world, according to an important organization in Brazil. As you can see in this picture, there are a lot of tropical timber, and also the Amazonian is the largest biome in Brazil, a huge territory, more than 4 million square kilometers in this in territory, and more than 2,000 species of trees. As you can see in this photo, you can see lots of different types of trees like pupunha palm, acai palm, andiroba. This is traditional trees in Brazil. And what is quite interesting is 1/3 of all the tropical wood in the world is localized in Amazonian region. So you can imagine a lot of different species of trees. And this is another characteristic from Brazil. Brazil have more than 30,000 species of plants. This is a traditional plant in Brazil called Vitória Regia or Victoria Regia. These plants are very beautiful, and they are host for different birds, and is a traditional plant in our country. And also Brazil presents, Amazonian region presents lots of natural resources like wood, in addition, huge stocks of rubber, nuts, acai berry, natural oils, fish, etc. And in this situation, in this context, there are some regions that are home to traditional communities. Traditional communities, they have your particular way to survive. They are localized far from the nearest cities, away from large centers. They have your own culture, myths, beliefs. They care about with nature. They know how to use natural resources, and also it's very important to consider it at this point that these people has an important point is traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge is very important for these people because they learn how to manage the nature, the local resources on the nature, and they discover ways to exploit the natural resources without depleting them or destroying the natural habitat. But who are they? Traditional people, there is not indigenous people. They are very similar, but no. They are culturally different groups. They recognize themselves as such. They have their own manner or social organization, culture, social religions, ancestral and economic reproduction. They use their traditional knowledge, innovations, and practices to generate and transmit it by tradition. In Brazil, it's estimated that there are almost 4.5 million traditional communities in Brazil, and this represents about 25% of the national territory. That's why the traditional community have helped in the preservation, maintenance, and sustainability of Amazon region. And that's why the traditional people are considered the main actor in this context in order to maintain the sense of the forest. Yes, because just a point, because these people understand by generation to generation how to use the natural resources without depleting or destroying. They are specialists and experts to climb the trees, to pick up the natural resources, and that's why they are maintain the essence of the forest. This is very important topic when we are talking about traditional communities. The traditional knowledge is very important for these communities, because the traditional knowledge allow these people to identify genetic resources, living organisms, plants, animal, and microorganisms that are useful to human beings. Because just in these such communities, there's no hospital, so they need to understand about this and use the traditional medicine for disease and for the plants and microorganisms are useful for to human beings. It's important to notice that the traditional knowledge is derived for the struggle for survival and experience in this in acquired experience. And once again, I reinforce that they use their traditional knowledge to exploit these natural reserves without depleting or destroying the natural habitat. That's why they are considered the guardians of the forest. And we are notice in the next slides that this statement got stronger when a social innovation initiative arrived on the territory. Well, according to UN report, indigenous people and traditional communities are considered the best guardians of the forest of Latin America and Caribbean. This same report pointed out deforestation rates is lower in the indigenous areas and traditional communities. And this statement that they are considered the guardian of the forest got stronger when some communities localized in Amapá state called Bailique and Beira Amazonas decided to join in a community protocol. Well, the community protocol these communities is localized in Amapá state. They are Bailique and Beira Amazonas. These communities are located in remote and vulnerable areas in Amapá. And these traditional communities are characterized by distance, difficult access and poor infrastructure. Just to understand, to arrive in these communities, you need to, it's necessary to arrive in Amapá State, get a boat in a trip about 12 hours, and then you will arrive on this community. So it's a not comfortable trip. It's a very poor infrastructure. These communities don't have hospital, electricity, sewage, or garbage. So they live in vulnerable areas, vulnerable territory. And these people, the people who live in these traditional communities, the traditional people, of course, they know they are have been faced these difficulties, and they had an opportunity to implement a social innovation initiative in their territories called Community Protocol. And Community Protocol intends to manage the territory. So the Community Protocol until today has helped this community in organization, governance, land issues, natural extraction, etc. Well, what is a community protocol? Community protocol is a social innovation initiative. It's considered a bottom-up approach, as you can see in these photos. It's a process participative and consultative that in order to empower communities and local residents. Also, community protocol is a territorial management tool. As you can see in these photos, is a decentralized process. The community decided your issues in groups, collectively discuss these demands, and the community protocol intends to empower these people to dialogue with weekly basis with external agents. And the community protocol is a territorial management tool. About the methodology of the community protocol. The community protocol has a pattern for training workshops and 2 big meetings. These workshops are hosted by partnerships and is about every demand that community needs about legislations, rights, sustainability, cooperativism, UN reports, Nagoya Protocol, etc., or every demand that they need to discuss in order to improve your territory. And 2 big meetings to collectively discuss issues about the community protocol. Moreover, the community protocol defines crucial and important criteria and tools for territorial management. For example, who can enter in our territory? How can we improve our governance? Who will be the leader of the land issues? How can we talk with an external agent? Issues like this. And the methodology is a very interesting outcome in my research. I have been realizing that the community protocol it's different about the methodology. Methodology is a pattern, but it's different when are implemented in different territories. Bailique and Amazonas the process was different. Bailique took place 2 years to finish, the community protocol, and Beira Amazonas took place 1 year. And in my analysis, I have been investigating that the size of community, the educational system of community, the internal organization, everything depends on the development on the community protocol. So Beira Amazonas was more faster than Bailique. So because they have more, they were more organized community. They always had important leaderships in Amazonian. They had a more educational system, and this is an important point because Beira Amazonas was smaller than Bailique, so it was more fast, and this is a reflection of the about the speed of the implementation. Well, the community protocol was implemented by both of communities, Bailique and Beira Amazonas, and to implement a community protocol implies and represents the certification of Acai berry, of the Acai berry. And because when a community decides to join in a community protocol, they need to certify our Acai berry. It's not a rule, but if you want to sell your product with more price, you can enter in a cooperative. It's better and implies, in this case, considering this case that I am investigating, to enter and join in this community protocol implies the certification of the Acai berry. And the certification of the Acai berry was possible to make a responsible and sustainable management in order to maintain carbon stocks and protecting biodiversity. And this is FSC seal, and we will see in the next slides. Acai berry and FSC certification. Acai berry is considered the black gold of Amazonia. Is quite representative of these people. About 80% of the families use the Acai berry as the main source of income. And of course, they decided that the Acai berry, which will be the main product in collectively, because they have fish, they have natural oils, and they collectively decide about the acai is the main product to invest. In addition, acai berry is very nutritive and energetic and feeds countless families. Also, acai berry is part of food chain of life of these communities. I decided to bring some photos, some pictures about acai palm. As just to understand, the acai palm is very thin tree and very tall. And acai berry fruit is a black fruit. In this picture, acai is seems like more bigger than the natural acai. Maybe the Photoshop, or I don't know. It's not so big, but it's smaller. And we have a product from acai, is acai bowl made, or perhaps you have already tried acai bowl in our cities, because the acai berry from Bailique and Beira Amazonas is exported by United States, for example, and they have plans to start to export to Europe. So, but this is a curiosity, just a curiosity. Now in such communities, they eat acai as itself, as raw. Now, on the other hand, here in Brazil or in other countries, we put some things to complement the acai. So these traditional people don't use or don't eat acai with Nutella, with chocolate, strawberries, and bananas. It's just acai itself. Here is the acai berry extraction. As you can see in this photo, there is no machine for extraction. There is no technology for this extraction. This is a traditional way to pick up the fruit. And as you can see in this photo, this picture, they are not using suitable shoes for climbing. So, of course, when the acai berry certification arrives on the territory, this process becomes more safety, because now they use some personal protective equipment like PPEs, like suitable shoes for climbing, and this hat. I don't know, sorry, I don't know how to say this, but to make the process more safety. But it's still a traditional way to climb in the trees and pick up the fruit. About the forest management certification, the FSC certification provides a forest management that confirms that the forest is being managed and the way that they can preserve biological diversity and benefits for these people who live there, and while ensuring sustained economic viability. Also, the forest manager chain of custody in order to maintain carbon stocks and protecting biodiversity. I decided to bring some reflection about this because why does the forest matter? For these people, the forest is everything for them. They depend for the forest for his survival. This is an emblematic topic, a political topic, but I do not enter in this topic. What is interesting here, they are used to say that they keep the forest up or standing, because with the traditional knowledge they have, and of course the traditional knowledge that they have been utilizing for manage the forest, now today with the certification, this process were strengthening for the FSC certification. That's why they are the guardian of the forest, because they exploit natural reserves without depleting the nature and the local resources. I decided to bring some principles, and you can see with more details accessing on the website. And this is for FSC certification has 10 principles that the community need to attend to become a certificator in these territories. So I would like to highlight the principle 3, third principle, indigenous people rights. 6, environmental impact, monitoring and assessment, the 8, and 9, maintenance of high conservation value forests. So the FSC certification implies that these principles are managed and are utilizing in their in this process. Just some highlights: manage the lands, territories, resources shall be recognized and respected. Maintenance of the ecological functions and integrity of the forest. Monitoring is very important because they can do the chain of custody is like a restatement of the whole process, to assess the conditions of the forest, yields of the forest products, and also high conservation value forests. So you can see that this certification is very important to strengthening this title. It's a great point, and I'm very happy to study this topic because I'm very passionate about this topic. Look at it. Bailique and Amazonas was the first traditional community, first and the only traditional community in Brazil that has 100% with certified their acai berry. So they are the first of the traditional communities in Brazil. They are the first for acai berry. So this is very important for them. And FSC allows another types of seals like vegan seal and like Amapá seal. That is very interesting because the Amapá seal is strengthening the characteristics of each region, such as Bailique and Amazonas. Well, summary and key points summarizing traditional communities and people and traditional people from Bailique and Amazonas are the main actors in this contest. Acai berry extraction and FSC certification allow the sustainable management and in order to maintain carbon stocks, protecting biodiversity, and that's why they keep the forest up and they are considered the guardians of the forest. This is some of references that I utilized, and this is me. This is some of, I am open for questions. This is my social medias. You can contact me by LinkedIn, Instagram, or email. Thank you so much for hearing me, for listening to me, and to stay until until now with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna. Absolutely a fantastic presentation here. I applaud you for wonderful discussions here. We have a lot.
I just need to. Oh my God! How can I? Okay, stop share. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was complimenting you on a fantastic presentation. You have done absolutely spectacular, amazing work that you are doing, and the topic itself is very interesting here. So compliments from all of us here. I think a lot of people are congratulating you here, and some people want to eat the acai berry. They want to know if it's bitter or sweet. Regardless of it is yummy, and I had it here.
Yes. So, it depends. Acai itself, there's no taste. Not I don't know how to say this in English.
It's tasteless, but it depends on.
It's taste, but it's neutral. You know, neutral. Yep. It's not sweet and not salty. That's why people from Brazil put Nutella, chocolate, strawberries, etc.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I'm half Italian here, so all the people that put Nutella, they're very smart. So so Anna, let me get to business here. We have some questions we want to ask, and here as we continue here. First of all, I want to focus on a little bit about you. Okay, so you are doing your doctoral dissertation, and you're also teaching here. My question to you: why this topic? Why did you pick this topic? What was the interest and the motivation behind this?
So my advisor Claudia is here. Kisses from her. I love her. My advisor proposed me in the beginning of my PhD doctoral studies, and we talked to me, Anna. We have a research, and if you are able or if you have interest, you can do the continued continuously this research about Amazonia, because here in Brazil, especially in our group of studies, we have some other girls who already had some researchers in Amazonian region. So in the first moment, I said, yes, I really want, but I didn't have idea what this topic could be taking me for today, you know. And I'm very passionate. In the beginning, it was okay, I agree with the topic, and then almost 4 years later, I am very passionate about this topic. And in the first moment was Claudia proposed to me this topic to be the continued about other research, and now I am very passionate about this topic.
No, absolutely. I think your advisor is a very smart advisor, and she's remarkable that she made you pick a very important topic. So compliments to her. So you got passionate about the topic, and yet in the news, and we get into the topic now, every time we hear about it, it's divided into two parts here. One part, which is very visible, is the Amazon itself and what's happening to the Amazon with the depletion of the Amazon. What's not in the news a lot and very little is about what you have described beautifully and eloquently. It's the guardians of the Amazon, which are the people that are in the Amazon living there. So my question is twofold. First, let's talk, and let me switch the order here. Let's talk about the guardians of the Amazon, right? The people that live there, the culture and the cult. Tell us a little bit more about them. Who are they? What are they like? And why the Amazon is so important to them?
Okay, first of all, most of them are fishermen, are small producers of acai. They have a lot of plantations of acai berry and a lot of crops of different plants. They are when I decided to join in this research. In my analysis, in my interview, I discovered important things about them, because they are very happy to live in this territory with lots of different difficulties and poverty that is here, especially Beira Amazonas. I am focused on Beira Amazonas, is the last, then another territory, and they are have I don't know how to say this in English, but they have a traditional way to survive. They divide our plantations. They divide all plants, and I don't know how to say this in
No,
English.
I understand you. They have an ecosystem that they do.
They own ecosystem, and most of them have studied in this. They have a local school who intends to do traditional education. So they have a traditional school in this territory. There are a lot of young people who are aiming to enter on the university because they are dreamers. We have the power of women there too, and they have a community kitchen. So they are implemented some collective actions in order to improve their reality and improve and develop their territory in face these struggles there.
So saying this, and they play an important role, and they do want to stay, right? For their survivability is one thing, but also it seems that the new resources, the acai bowl or more stuff, is allowing them to a little bit maybe prosper. Is that true?
Yes.
Is the intervention that is happening, is it getting better for them? And
yes,
how so?
Absolutely.
How so?
I didn't present here, but they create a cooperative. You can imagine a cooperative from local small producers and local producers from both of communities, Bailique and Beira Amazonas. Bailique implemented was the first owner and created the cooperative, and later Beira Amazonas joined in this cooperative, and they are sell our acai with better prices. They eliminate the middleman, the person who are in the middle of the chain, and now they have full control of the chain, so they have more bargain market, bargain market. They sell more interesting prices. Now they are in a process of exportation for the United States, Europe, and I think I don't know how other parts, but yes, they are realizing this dream, because the important topic is about acai berry was decided collectively was the main product. Oh yes, okay, now we have the acai and we have to sell and improve our incomes. We need to earn more, because the price was practiced between the middleman was terrible. The small producer is the who received the terrible price. So now they have a full control of the chain, created a cooperative. Call it Amazon Buy.
A cooperative is wonderful. In terms of the cooperative that they have created, which increases margins for them, as you said, and gives them more control of it. Here, how are what I call the ecosystem around them, the universities, the quasi-government, the NGOs, or even the government, how have they supported the guardians of the forest? And maybe that's why your advisor mentioned this topic. Can you maybe share some examples on this?
All certification, all implementation of the community protocol is not possible without partnerships. These partners are very important because they bring important knowledge from these people, and we have seen a special partner about University of Amapá. They are working together with the cooperative, and we have a lot of other supports about other partners that they do the plan management, plan sales, and etc. They are creating more spaces for work, etc. And now I have been investigating this, and I am discovering that the cooperative, the partnerships, both of communities, they are enjoying in this process. I can understand that the whole ecosystem has improved by this whole ecosystem, because now we have seen the university more closer than they. And these partners was very important for them, because they how can I say this, broke the informal partnership, and they are more informal with them,
Yep, this is exceptional. Absolutely, the role of universities play an important role. So Anna, knowing this and the experiences that you all had in creating this, what ICSB sees in this, and I particularly see in this, is a best practice. It is now you have captured a system, a process for the guardians of the Amazonian forest, right? And you've created, because of a product they have, you commercialize it and so on. But now you have a best practice that can be exported globally. There are other regions in the world that might not have the Amazonian forest, but they have different types
Yes.
of systems. Tell me a little bit, and it's a difficult question here. Tell me, what are some of the global practices, best practices that you see that you can say, you know, maybe one or two of these ideas? You mentioned principles before. Can some of the work you all have done, can this be exported globally? And how so?
Yes, yes. I am in my understanding that is one of the best practices was they act collectively, they engage collectively, and now they are able to discuss on a weekly basis with external actors. So I can talk the engagement of this person, because this process is not it's not happen without engagement, strong engagement, governance. Really governance, I think, is another practice that is important, because in these contexts, considering all contextual facts that I presented until there, they need to be more prepared for this. So they today they are decentralized, the governance. So they created committees, subcommittees in different parts, and this becomes more clear. How can I say this? The legitimacy of the social innovation in these territories. And I would like to highlight to the partners, the external partners, they are received until today that is a law to the outcomes that they have been achieving. What can I say more about empowerment?
No, that's good. So now we have maybe 5 or 6 more minutes left here. So let me ask you some even more difficult questions here.
Oh my God.
So when are you going to finish your PhD so you can start teaching this and going global with it? What is your plans on finishing your PhD?
Oh my God, my advisor is here. I am always talking about this. I am a big dreamer. I have ambitious plans about my career. I do my career plan. So I think I'm very ambitious person, because I intend to speak about this from the world. You know, I know that I'm not a person who has for walking in this world. You know, my plans are to go abroad and to have to take an opportunity to discuss about this, and not this. I don't want just this opportunity, but I would like to take this message from the world, because people need to understand the whole side, because there are a lot of political issues, a lot of doubles in this situation, and I want to help these communities, improving them, and maybe I will show to the world this important work.
Absolutely. We see it many ways. We can see it that you can develop a course on this to teach at universities, both undergraduate and graduate level. You can also do it as showcasing to other groups, because other multinational organizations, the UN, you know, this is a wonderful platform to you to show them what you all have doing from the ground up. And that's the important role of university. As you mentioned, universities are the partners here. They are the gatekeepers, are also the windows to this knowledge here. So I commend you for this. And more importantly, the idea is networking. You know, I think Peter here just wrote here saying that he's interested in connecting best practices to share. We have 3 volunteer business advisory boards that will do this. So he might reach out to you as well on this one, and we'll share this here. Final thoughts on this. and I'll leave it to you here. If there's a message you like to share with everyone about the guardians and of the forest here, and something to take away with it, what might that be?
Okay, please listen to the other side. Please listen to me. This is a truly message for the world. They are the guardians of the forest. It's not itself, because they are in a management of the forest. It's not in vain. It's really so. They are the guardian of the forest because they are managing their forest. They are keeping up the forest, and that's why they need to be recognized as themselves.
And with that, I want to congratulate you on a fantastic webinar and podcast here. Yeah, I know this English is not your first language, but you did exceptionally well. And if it was in Portuguese, you would have done even a million times better. But we appreciate your effort here in putting this. And for everybody that joined us here, this topic is important to ICSB. And we see things, we learn about things, we notice things that are not mainstream here, but yet we bring them to the world to show them the importance. This is an important topic. This is something that we will continue to pursue at ICSB in many different formats, including webinars, podcasts, articles, and so on. So this is just the start here. Anna, we invite you again to join us. And next time, we also ask you to bring in your network of people as well to ICSB. Our invitation stands to raise this topic more, and we'll go from there. But with that, I will end it. And I want to thank you again, and we wish you best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Thank you for all.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.